It is now time for our next installment on the Buckerfield's Urban Agriculture Series. This one has to do with kids in the kitchen. How do we get our youth involved in the kitchen again? How do we get them to enjoy good food? And one of the best ways to do that is to have them help grow the garden, and then also to involve them in the process. So we have Guenette. I want to make sure I pronounce it properly. She comes from Vernon. She's known as Grandma D, and she runs school meal programs there at Vernon. What's the school? Kidston. And so she is very proficient in knowing how to get kids to eat good food. Good food for good immune systems, for good growth, and for skills for their future. So thank you very much for coming from Vernon. And this is her son, Liam. Friend Liam. And he's going to be helping her out with this presentation. So thank you very much and enjoy.
So a little bit more about me. My training is early childhood education. So when I started my training, I was in doing my practicum. And my first placement was in a childcare setting. I had 20 kids in that. And their first snack and everything, they're all at the tables. And so the first thing I noticed to me of this whole experience in childcare was that maybe 3 kids out of the 20 had a homemade snack, and by the end of their snack, the garbage can was literally overflowing on the ground. And I'm going, oh, that's one snack, one group of kids. That's just, wow, I'm not doing that. So whenever any job I ever had, I just said, I'm cooking, and I just made food. So I just, as a matter of fact, I made food, and eventually kids help and they eat it. You just have to start. Parents will say, well, my kids don't eat that. They just eat chicken nuggets and stuff. And I go, who's making those? Who's making them to eat it? Anyway, you make it, they make it, and kids will eat it. So speaking of kids coming and helping, this is Liam. He comes all the way from Vernon with me. He's my right-hand kid. So we're in the kitchen and we're doing whatever. We're doing cooking with the class, or we're harvesting from the garden, or we're prepping for hot lunch. So I have all kinds of kids. Can I help you? Can I help you? Which is grand. So we get kids involved. But this kid, he comes after school. So there's the bigger prep for the day, the next day. So I hang out and I get everything ready for 100 some servings of whatever. And he comes after school. So there's kids that are not just trying to get out of math class. Just saying, that's Liam. And so what I hope to offer you in the next few minutes, half an hour-ish, is not so much giving you tools to put in your cooking toolbox necessarily, but I hope to give you some inspiration, because inspiration goes a lot further. Although Avka did both, I am definitely going to make sauerkraut. Can you believe it? I've never made sauerkraut. I need sauerkraut. I just feel like I need sauerkraut. I'm gonna go home and make sauerkraut. Okay, let's do it. Okay, we're on. See, we're doing it. We're collaborating, and we're gonna go home and we're gonna make friends and make sauerkraut and share it in the whole neighborhood. Probably. Okay, it's a plan. We could approach teaching children about food by giving them a science lesson on the function of food has for our bodies running efficiently. And this could possibly intrigue some kids. Would that intrigue you, Liam? Lots? Or, yeah. So it could intrigue some kids, but in the long run, what really inspires kids, of course, is just doing it. Just doing it. Just sticking the seed in the ground, getting their watering can and overwatering it, whatever, the kids do. They just need to try it and get their hands in and do the work. So, tending to patch or what kind of cooking, anything. It doesn't have to be like cooking cookies or cooking soup. It's just anything. It's just picking the lettuce or making sprouts or making no-bake cookies or Oh, speaking of which, no bake cookies, I did bring a recipe, and I have copies for anybody who would like this one. It's featuring oats. So my feature ingredients is oats today. So we're going to demonstrate oats. Fieldstone Granary has all those oats, etc. from our community. So I've used those for the demo. So Lane's going to actually demo all of this here during or after, somewhere in there. And so you'll find out some of the nifty tools that I like to use. So I think tools are important. Tools of the trade. And kids love tools, don't they? Or don't we love to make those fries? Yeah, fry cutter and all those fun things to get their bodies moving. Okay, I'm going to tell a story on Leo. It's about you again. See the great. Okay, so this. Hear me? It's weird. That's maybe it, eh? Is that better? Oh, I'm too loud. Thank you. Okay, here's the story. I'm in the garden at the school, and I've got my basket, and I just got done doing lessons, like we do actually a garden lesson with classrooms. So I had my basket of various things, and in that basket was like Africa had those carrot seed pods as a demo. And it was a windy day, and they kind of tumbled like tumbleweed, and they blew somewhere. So in comes Liam, holding the seed pod, the carrot seed pod. Well, what's this? Is it dill or carrots? He had it, he was close. He had it. And so, yeah, it's carrots. So this is before spring. This is prior to spring break time. And I said, yeah, it's carrots. So he said, oh, cool. So he takes the carrot pod thing and goes over top of, don't have to shrink. It's an awesome story. So he goes like this and sprinkles it all over a garden bed patch. That, this is great. And I said, I guess we're planting carrots today. And so, prior to spring, we don't have irrigation even on that spot or whatever. So this works really well. It worked like a gym dandy. So I watered it well, and then I took a tablecloth and covered it with a plastic tablecloth, and then put rocks on top so it'll, stay there. I checked it, come out and check it, make sure it's watered and that. We had carrots germinating like the best. Carrot seeds, like a mat of carrot seeds. So, anyways, that worked really well. So those carrots. So then, as time goes, then kids are out there again, and they're going, oh, what do we do with this? And so they're needing to be thinned. Yes, we need lots of thinning going on here. So there's like 3-4 kids all doing this thinning. I'm teaching them how to thin. It's an art of thinning carrots. Don't just pull out the big one, pull out the little ones. Anyways, teach them all about that. So we had like a full-on bowl, lots of carrot thinning tops. And then I said, oh, what do we do with this? Let's make salad. Okay, can we have dressing? Can we just take this and have it? So their teachers like full on board with anything garden. So off we go to the kitchen. Kids on toe. And I had a few things in the fridge, like actually carrots. So we kind of added to that and made a dressing. A little dressing with vinegar and oil and a bit of spices. What do we put in there? What do we put in there? A little bit of honey, always honey. Always put a touch of honey in their dressing. Right? A little bit. And dill. So yeah, we put the dressing on there and arranged it all on little pieces of parchment paper. Went back to the classroom, they all had salad. It was a good story. They all had salad. So the moral of the story is just go with it with kids. In my mind is like I was done. I've already done this class and I'm done. But hey, kids are engaged. They want to do this. They want to do this and they want to share it. So it's just so the time. Just stop where they are and do what they want to do. And we'll always remember that, right, Liam? There's still barely carrots in there. The deer like carrots too a lot. They're thin them out, but not. Yeah, there it is. We're going to dig them out, and there's going to be carrots. Trust me. Okay, so speaking of mess, so why do we cook with kids anyways? It takes time. And they make a mess. and there's everything everywhere. And by the time you're done the thing, there's more time in cleaning up the mess, is there not sometimes? Depends on their age. And the point is, we have busy lives, and parents don't necessarily think they have time, correct? They think they don't have time. The fact of the matter is, we all have time, same amount, just what are we doing with that time? And so I have this thought. I think this should grow. I think this thought, plant this seed right here, see where it goes. Okay, Liam, got it? Listen up, maybe not to share this seed. So a lot of families, I recollect, have this special night. They go movie night, or pizza night, or something like that. I hear it a lot. They have their week at school, and they're just like, let's chill and let's just have movie nights. Why don't we make this like make your own pizza night, or make your own sushi roll, or whatever it is your family really loves to make, have. If it's takeout, well, replicate it. See if you can make it your family favorite. There, both. Do both. Yeah, so just start a thing. It takes the same amount of time to sit down and order pizza and have a movie. This is just to make the thing and whatever you want to do. Play board games. Let's bring back board games while we're at it. Like, come on. These are all these movies. So yeah, this is what I would just love to see that happen. Like, just start a thing where it's like Friday fries night or whatever. Whatever it is you make. Yeah, so that whole picture would really go with the first thing I said about the Shuswap Food Action Society going far, like just the ripple effect right there. So, time invested in the kitchen is not only rewarding in the present, definitely rewarding in the present. Kids are licking their fingers and happy and fed, and we had fun, right? But to teach kids to cook leads to healthier food choices, and ultimately to lead healthier, happy lives. Making meals at home together is a great opportunity to close that generation gap, which there is. Typical kids are in school, and there's just, we're kind of segregated a little bit in our age groups a lot. Except me, I get to hang out with kids all the time. It's awesome. And parent and grandkids and building lasting memories, because nothing brings people together like food. Correct? Okay, so gatherings where food is shared create the best memories. Would you agree? Okay. So, little kids, I'm thinking not really little young kids amongst us, but just a food for thought. You know how kids tend to be fussy a lot of times? Well, it's what they're used to, right? So when kids say, I don't like that or whatever, my line is, it takes a long time to like something. It takes practice, right? Eating is practice, like everything. And you never know when that day is going to be when you like the thing. That goes for us too. Like maybe never liked sushi, or you thought you didn't like it, or whatever it is. And you never know what that day is going to be. So maybe try it today. It might be the day you like it. That's fine. So food is fickle. Kids are fussy. Do you notice that sometimes, like peaches, Avka was saying, like, this year you buy a box of peaches, you pay $50. Or things don't always stay the same with food, so not always taste the same. You grow it and it doesn't always grow the same, correct? Yeah. So food is fickle and kids are fussy. So we have to be really creative and, learn about your food. It's not as sweet this year, so play with it and add what you need to make it really great and delicious or palatable with your family, and make it your favorite. You might just stumble across something because you got creative, because the thing didn't taste as good to start with. Sometimes those are happy accidents. You have to really pull out your creative hat. So, magic happens. Magic happens when creativity is at play in the kitchen. So, another interesting thing with kids, or anybody really, is the transformative aspect of food. Like how you can change the shape of a food and it actually tastes different. So Liam, here's your, how do we picture that? Picture, boy, you're up to a spiralizer. Find a spiralizer. Oh, there's a spiralizer right there. Okay. So Liam, here's your time to shine over here. So Liam's going to just demonstrate a spiralizer and transformative power of food. So when my grandson was 4-ish, you know, have you ever seen a kid just pick up a beet and eat the beet? Probably not, right? So you take the beet and do what Liam's going to do, and you use the spiralizer. See if you can turn the beet into one long string. Go, Liam, go. Open up. You need some help with that, let me know. You kind of push it in. Yeah. And then you got to use your hand to squeeze that lever and to kind of hold it tight in there. And away it goes. He's got this. He's got this. He's got this. Okay. So, spiralized beet coming out. Transformative. So what other things are like can transform? Like, Liam, you did it. Just like that. Did that take any time at all? Liam, my sampler, is on the job. That's awesome. Anybody want some? It's like, afterwards we can sample. Okay. So another, on the rage right now is smash burgers. It's kind of interesting, smash burgers, if you're into burgers. Just the same thing, burgers forms, a smash burger is smashed. It's just smashed on the grill. Okay, carry on. So here's zucchini. So you've heard of zoodles? We're talking about too many zucchinis. This is us. So you take a zucchini, do that. You have now a noodle. And then you take that noodle and you put it in boiling water for like a minute. And then you can put whatever sauce. You can do pesto on there, you can do your tomato on there, whatever. Or just salt and butter. Or just like that. Yeah, options are up to you. Yeah. So what was I saying about transformative power of food? So kids love to play with food, you know. You can take the machine and smash it, grind it, swirl it. Okay, so my recap on getting kids involved, like, I can't overemphasize the value of getting kids involved at the earliest age. 1-year-old, even. I will just use my grandniece as an example. She sits right up on the counter, you know, at 1. And you think, ooh, boy, she's going to fly. But, you know, she gets used to that sitting on the counter. So she can see and she can be in the middle of everything. So you're making cake and you give her a pile of flour. Yeah, there she is right there. Good job. Found the picture. So you give her a pile of flour and she's having the best time ever with the flour. She's getting a feel of the flour. She's playing in the flour, and the flour's on the chair and the flour's on the floor, and it's like everywhere. But age 2, she can actually stir that bowl now. You know, and as she goes, she's 2.5. She's in it. Like, I had her the other day, she's 2.5, and had a banana. I gave her a butter knife and a little board, and she's perfectly slicing that banana. And so proud. So we go from there. Just take their ages and stages and go with it and let them do it and get their creative energy. And kids just need that physical, you know, the physical involvement in doing the thing. And then they become 10, 11, 12, and they can pretty much make a full meal if given all those opportunities along the way. And Liam can do it, honestly, he can. Yeah, so at school we make, for instance, these macaroons. Easy peasy macaroons. You can probably even tell them how to make it off their head. If you remember 2, you want the recipe, you can do this at home. 2 tablespoons of cocoa, 2 tablespoons of coconut oil, 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. Melted in a pot, pinch of salt, and 1 cup of coconut. Mixy, and then just take a tablespoon and press it and pop it on the pan and put it in the fridge. Boom. We can make 100 of those in less than an hour. So that's my little free tip. It's actually in the book. So we did this book as a fundraiser at the school. That recipe's in the book. So if you'd like to win this book, it's going to be one of the draws over here. Visit the food action table. This is sitting there, and you may win this book. Okay, so that, yeah, get kids involved. Never mind the mess, they come and do it all by themselves one day. So my grandson, when he was 4, he said to me, Grandma, when you're old, well, I'm old now, okay? When you're old, whatever you had in mind, I'm going to make you breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And I do believe that that seed is sown, that he will come back, and maybe he's 25, I don't know. He will know how to do that breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and he'll come. He'll call me up one day, like, remember, you know, that muscle memory that happens, and we remember a thing that we've done way back, and it's there. So, kids all over the world, all over the world know how to cook food. It's a generational, or it's a cultural thing. Kids are involved in the making and the doing. And certainly in our generations past, more like my mother's generation, they just all got in the kitchen, and she always often reflected on that. And she said, that was my best memories, was being in the kitchen. And just the chatter and the talk and the doing, even just the washing the dishes, she liked the conversation. So I just really believe that we need to bring it back and just make it a normal that kids are doing. Kids can cut bananas and sharp things eventually. Just, learn where their skill levels are at and keep them safe, of course. So, yeah, let's kids cook, and soon they'll take the lead, and they'll be making us dinner and breakfast, lunch, and dinner. And we'll be all better off, food security-wise, health-wise, economically, and community. So the last picture of, I'd like to speak about our agricultural minister, Alana. She's after that. Yeah, and how she's behind the BIBC. We can thank her because, BIBC has been in place for a number of years, but she's the one in ministry that's really bringing it to forefront and bringing buy local and eat local to the forefront. And I had a privilege of meeting her. I was at a conference at school, a conference where she was at, a conference. Anyway, it was a great conference. And I met her. So she's really a homegrown girl, and her heart sincerely is not about politics. She got into politics because she wants to help people connect with their food and their land. So, what time is it? 1:30. So we have time to do a demo. Liam. So he's done the spiralized, the beet and the zucchini. And the next thing he's gonna demo is that, how about the potato? How fun is that potato? Does everybody, hold it up, Liam, if you can see. This, I have had that, I don't even know how long. Many, many, many years. And we actually use that at the school to do those many potatoes. But I do have 2. I have another big one, but that one actually can do it. Because I prefer that one. So what did we do? 70 pounds of potatoes? Yeah. Into fries that went into a hot lunch burger and fries, actually. It was a veggie burger. It was really good. Yeah, so what you can do, so I'm going to demonstrate how fun and easy the fry cutter is. So it's like $20, $30. You can get them at the store, Superstore, or Walmart or somewhere like that. And they'll last a long time. And look how quick, it's still sharp. I can't believe it. Just slice, and you can do, it's really good for potatoes. You can probably try other things, but that's the right consistency. And then what you can do in this other hand mill thingy, you can make out of anything. Pesto, people usually make pesto mostly like basil, but I sometimes make pesto no basil at all, like whatever greens I have, right? I'll use even that purslane we were talking about, the wild stuff that comes up that we eventually pull it out because it's taken too much space. So I let it grow a bit and then I use it. So I pull up purslane, I use the greens from everything and throw it in there. So right there, I have a little bit of basil. I have the tops to the beets, and I put in a clove of garlic, and I squeezed a bit of lemon, and I poured in a little bit of oil and a pinch of salt. So this is great fun. I've used this in the garden, like met kids in the garden, had the thing set up like this, and had the water and everything to clean it up. And then we've harvested, and then made a pesto and sat down and had lunch. This is pretty nifty. It takes a bit to kind of figure out how the pressure and that, but it works. So that's one thing. I have another thing to demo. Yeah, I'll just point it out at the end, is the hand mill. Great fun for kids. You start that with kids and they'll have breakfast, lunch, and dinner. If you want oats, you want to save money, add oats to your breakfast, like regular. So anyway, that one's just there because, I mean, sure, you can buy the oats flake, that's fine, and you can actually flake your own with a machine, but then add that with the kid quotient, you have fun. So, just hands on. That's almost looking like pesto. What do you think? Yeah, I know it does that. It just kind of pops up. Yeah, there it is. Hammered in. Kid power. We're afraid to do that with stuff. We're afraid to break it, but and we might just sample it if you want to. So what else can I say about the things I have? Do you want to hold up the jar? There's a couple more things to show. See that little jar for the salad dressing? I think this is a really great little tool. You find those in even the dollar store, I think. It's got all 4 different recipes of dressings on there, and you can just kind of look at that and kind of fill it up with measurements. And then there's the other gizmo there at the end for chopping onions, which is really handy because who can chop onions without crying? This one works really well, just chop. So kids would easily use that. So that's what I have for demo. And if anybody wants to come and try this after, if you have a kid on tow, if you want to try it, by all means, it's set up there for you to try. Oh, because I think I can help you with that, Liam. It's just not aligned up. You got that to have it closer to the edge. There you go. There you go. Yeah, so there you go. So there's never been a better time to buy these foods, support the growers and producers, and the food we love.
Awesome.
Isn't he great? A clap for Liam. So if anybody wants to sample or try something, please come on up. Is there any questions that you have about what? Yeah. He's on the job, that boy. Pardon me? Oh, that's about $200. Yeah. It's a pretty solid unit. It's pricey, but it's worth its weight in gold. Yes. Yeah, anything like the whole grain can go in there. Yeah, wheat. It won't do fine, it's only flake. That was just the flavor. Yeah. Put some books out there too, because I find books are very inspiring for kids to see a picture and they go, especially those Nature's Fair books, magazines, they're so inspiring. The picture in the front is like, you want to make that, so. Okay? Yeah. I save the pictures. Yes! I think so. I saw that and I go, there it is. It's a thing. It's a thing. Did it work? It's one big garlic. That's a fresh garlic for you, right? Yeah, and then you have to use it up because oats you kind of have to use up. Yeah.